The journey is the only thing you actually have in this life right now. So, as much as you might appreciate the thought that you're working on something that's going to get you somewhere further in the future, whatever it is, whatever endeavor that you're doing, that you do now, where there's little payoff because it's mostly sacrifice and burden before you get the ultimate payout and the payoff at the end, for the labor and for the work, or for the IP or whatever it is that you're dealing with. So literally the only thing that you have going for you at this moment before you reach the payoff is the fact that you have the journey of doing the work. That's the only thing you actually have. So if you make that the reward, you make that enjoyable, anything else is a bonus. Right. So of course you might have an idea, for example, you might have a book or a story or a movie you want to write, something, a great, theoretical understanding of how the world works, and a story that backs that up, and it's going to be intriguing and people are going to want to watch it or listen to it or theorize about it themselves or read about it or whatever it is, and you want to project that out there. It's going to be the next big thing, the big story, the big Harry Potter, the next Lord of the Rings, the next Avengers or whatever that captures the imagination of the masses, and you understand that that's exactly what it is and where it goes from there. Now, by all means, you can see that the reward for that is, changing culture positively. People recognize your brand, people recognize your work, financial rewards, influential rewards, feelings of obviously gratitude and accomplishment and pride, all sorts of positives that are associated with reaching the end goal. Now, the only thing that you can assure yourself of getting to that end goal is the fact that you, in position A, will have to end up in position B, which is the goal. Now, the only way that that's going to happen is if you, position A, move to position B. Now, whether that's position B moving towards you, a whole bunch of other things moving you without you actually doing anything from position A to position B, sure. The most likely thing is that you will have to yourself move from position A to position B, but there are, of course, multiple circumstances in which other work can be done for you to change the circumstance, or to change the goalpost, or to change the destination, or to bring you closer or further away. As it is with life, things happen. Key point is that you will be of a position in life, wherever you are, that you are not, until you've actually reached your goal, you're not at the goal, correct? And therefore, the only thing that you are guaranteed, apart from either 1, reaching that goal, or 2, not reaching that goal, those are only 2 options. By not reaching the goal, you either, of course, give up, fail, as you call it, or optimistically see a way that you see a route in which you don't reach the goal, of which, of course, it's not a failure. You just have become aware of one way in which doing those actions do not equal what you were trying to accomplish, in which case, again, you just have a new baseline, a new starting point for where you're still trying to reach said goal, or your goal has adapted as a course of the understanding that you can't reach said goal for whatever circumstance. Apart from that, the importance is obviously the fact that you, as an individual, will be unable to guarantee yourself anything apart from the fact that you don't know which one it will be, but it will be one of 2 options. The fact that either A, you will succeed, or B, you will not succeed, in the greatest terms of you either achieving the goal or not achieving the goal. So, the only thing is the process that you actually are guaranteed is the attempts, the trialing, the starting from the position A. That's the only thing you've got. Now, you can choose not to start, of course, but of course, then we're not talking about this. You're not doing this. But if you get to position A, where you understand where you are, you're trying to get to position B, which is any goal, which is any metaphorical distance, any understanding that where you are is not where you need or want to be it by characteristic or physical goal weight or whatever it is you're trying to achieve. If you haven't achieved it, by very definition, you're not in that position. So in order to move to that position, you have to do a certain amount of things. And by doing these things, again, that's the very same point, is that you will not be able to do the things without taking the journey. The journey is therefore the only thing you are guaranteed as the result of the fact that you have taken the journey. Love the journey is the only thing you have. To appreciate the fact that I could be in this position and maybe I'm up late, as I said before, the time and date that I mentioned that I started is now the 3rd of June 2:40. Luckily, I've coherently caught on track to what I was saying this time as opposed to the 2 blue reels before this, the first 2 takes. Essentially, I can look at this state of mind, this point right now in history, and think, okay, so it's either from this point on that I understand where I'm at and I move forward with it, or I do nothing with it and continue to be the person that I am, or of course that will change me into the person that I am tomorrow morning, because of course I'm not the same person tomorrow morning after a night of sleep, a night of recovery, and a night of drinking water, as opposed to the state of being on multiple substances and feeling the way that I currently feel, or might have felt if said substances were in system, which is not to be determined, because who knows whether or not this video or the ones played before it were accurate, and whether or not I'm acting for effect, or whether this sound that you may have picked up on is me grabbing my testicles or grinding some kind of drug grinder. Who knows? Because I could have metallic testicles for all you know. Regardless of that point, it remains to be seen, very much so, that until you actually take on the burden of the fact that the only thing you are guaranteed is the journey, whether it ends up in what you believe to be successful or not, the only thing the world guarantees is a result, whether it be the result of nothing changed, the result of something happened, the result of something magnificent happened and lots of people took notice, the result of something magnificent happened, nobody took notice, or nothing happened whatsoever, and the point is there is going to be a result of something, including no result, which is in itself a result, just like 0 is not a number or is a placeholder. That's an understanding that it is a digit. 0 itself to represent nothing. Or is 0 a number? You say there are 10 digits, it's very true, but you can't represent 10 digits without, in fact, using more than one digit. I don't really like that. Anyway, there's not much I can do about that. That's my understanding of the, not Anglo-Saxon, what do you call it, that number, cuneiform, no, that's Sumeric writing, no, Sumerian writing, I don't know. See, there's a whole lot of, there's information of existing weird languages that I understand, syntax, when you get out of the understanding of what I understand to be general grammar and English that I use in every day-to-day life, there's other languages that I'm aware of, like French or ancient Egyptian hieroglyphs or Java, body language. There are different languages that exist that I'm not necessarily 100% aware of or using every day consciously. Of course, subconsciously I might to a degree, some of them, but the majority of them I only tend to try to see what I can see through my own eyes, because that makes it easier for me in order for my brain to understand. It doesn't mean that I'm not aware of other things that do exist, it just means I don't use them comprehensively all the time. It's very common for most people, it's just they're probably not aware of the fact that there are all these other things going on. Or the fact that they are aware that things are going on, they just won't consciously think of it much. Regardless of that point. So many tangents. I just love how my brain works sometimes. I've been talking for about 8 minutes now. Very disappointing. Because there's so much more work to do apart from just me sitting here and jibber-jabber. But essentially, if you can fall in love with the fact that you're going from point A to point B, and you can really appreciate the fact that there is a journey to be taken, that is the only thing you're ever going to be guaranteed. And so if you can enjoy the fact that, like I am right now, and as I said before, I went on these multiple tangents, the fact that I'm sitting here writing this story, or writing this life plan, or whatever it is, using points A, B, and C, and for me it's enjoyable, such as I have created my own schedule, my own timeline to do this. I'm giving myself the enjoyment of certain substances or allowances, or allowing my brain to be awake or exposed to different things for certain amounts of time in order to stretch its use. Of course, that creates a different euphoria and a different way of me feeling, a different way of me thinking about things, which is quite enjoyable to me, especially in Z state and during the moment of which I'm trying to produce said work. And as I do this, this is the part that I enjoy. This is the part where I can say that right now, regardless of the fact that this may or may not be productive to the rest of society, I'm enjoying the fact that I'm alive and that I'm doing this. Now, of course, hopefully, most people would appreciate the fact that if I did this and my end result was something that benefited them, that's great, because then obviously it benefits me, and the fact that I get to do it, I get to produce that work, and then I get to put it out there, and then second of all, the fact is that the work that I have put out there has benefited other people, so it's great that I made it, it's great that other people get to enjoy it, it's great that I enjoyed the process of doing it, it's great that other people get to enjoy the process of reading and discovering my work. But that's the same for any creative artist, or any creator, or any work of person, be it for themselves or for a company or for anything. The fact is that what you hope you do is you enjoy the fact that you are doing what you're doing. You are doing the process. You are doing the thing. And that's, I suppose, why at the end of the day they say there's only really one thing you should do, and that's focus on the fact that you should follow your heart. Like, if you know that what you're doing is counterintuitive to what your being is, you're going to struggle with that. But if you know that what you're doing is in line with it, and it feels right, and it feels like the things that you do to surround that are enjoyable, and of course there's to an extent where your civil liberties don't overlap on somebody else and change. You can't do certain things that make you feel comfortable that make other people feel uncomfortable. If you can, rein that within general rules of society where what you do works and you are comfortable with what you're doing, and that works with other people and they're comfortable that you're doing what is comfortable with you, and what you do benefits them, it's only a win-win. That's just how society should work. So rather than feel like you're confined to being in a trap or something, feeling like you're confined to be stuck within the realm of having to do something because you feel like you must, do that, but with something you love. Feel like you must do the thing that you love, like it has to fit into your soul, like the journey, the process of discovering and working out how to do that thing, or how to learn how to do that thing, or how far away you are from beginning to grasp the concept of learning how to do that thing. It's all part of the process. And that's the only thing you're guaranteed in this life. Love it.